Arsenal prodigy to seal agreement with Gunners in 2025 after latest breakthrough. Arsenal are hoping to tie Ethan Nwaneri down to a new deal. According to a report from Football Transfers, Arsenal are now close to securing an agreement with the 17-year-old over a long-term contract. The Premier League side have been locked in talks with the teenager for a while, and the two parties are now close to reaching a conclusion. The two parties were locked in talks since August, and the player is expected to sign a deal that will keep him at the club until 2030. However, Nwaneri will not be able to sign the contract before March 2025 when he turns 18. The 17-year-old is highly rated at the club, and he has a bright future ahead of himself. He has all the tools to develop into a top-class player for Arsenal in the near future. He has already impressed with his first team cameos, and Arsenal will be hoping to develop him into a key player. Arsenal fans will certainly be delighted to see that the club is working to secure the long-term future of their prized young prospect. Arsenal have a proven track record when it comes to nurturing young players, and the 17-year-old wonderkid will be expected to make his mark with the first team soon. Arsenal could certainly use more creativity and technical ability in the final third, and the 17-year-old could fill that void in the near future. He could end up saving Arsenal millions in the transfer market in the future. It will be interesting to see if Nwaneri can continue to work hard in training and improve in the coming months. He is already getting first team opportunities at Arsenal, and the player will certainly hope to establish himself as a regular for the Gunners in the coming months. Arsenal star reveals internal discussions about game plan amid criticism of tactical approach. Arsenal midfielder Declan Rice has hit back at the criticism that has come the club's way after the work Mikel Arteta has done to toughen his players up and improve their approach to set pieces. For so many years, Arsenal were ridiculed for being a team without a plan B and for being too much of a soft touch against physical opponents who tried to exploit their weaknesses from set pieces. Nothing could be further from the truth when it comes to this physically imposing team Arteta has put together, which seems a lot more streetwise and ready to dig in than a lot of the players from the latter part of Arsene Wenger's reign. And yet, there has still been criticism of the Gunners, with some pundits clearly now feeling they have taken things too far, as they played very defensively away to Manchester City last week, even if that was likely also influenced by being down to 10 men for the entire second half. Rice, however, is having none of it, with the England international giving some insight into the internal discussions the players have about how to deal with their opponents and insisting that it's just something normal that other teams do as well. He said, obviously, with the game schedule, it's really tough to get onto the grass and really practice, so we just have internal discussions about what we are going to do. Look, there is always going to be conversations about us blocking and making fouls, but I think the goals we have scored from set pieces this season, I don't think there has been one foul involved. Sometimes people look for a foul, or people are mentioning that we are cheating in a way on set pieces because we are blocking, but it's part of the game. Teams do it to us, and we are just trying to exploit other teams' weaknesses. We found a way to do that again against Leicester. Arsenal in a dilemma regarding key star, report reveals Edo's transfer priority. Arsenal midfielder Thomas Partey faces an uncertain future at the club. The 31-year-old Ghanaian international was heavily linked with a move away from Arsenal during the summer transfer window, but the Gunners ended up keeping him at the club. According to the Mirror, they are now undecided on whether they want to keep him longer and offer him a new contract. His current contract expires in 2025, and he will be able to move on as a free agent next summer. In terms of quality, there is no doubt that he is a key player for them. However, he has had his fair share of injury problems in recent seasons. It will be interesting to see if Arsenal decide to keep him at the club for the long term. There is no doubt that he could be a very useful player for the club if he can stay fit. Jorginho is already in the twilight stages of his career, and Arsenal cannot afford to lose him and Partey together in 2025. Offering him a short-term deal could be ideal for all parties, and it remains to be seen if the situation develops. The report further states that signing a defensive midfielder in the coming windows is now a top priority for Edu. The Ghanaian midfielder will want to play regularly and he might seek security in terms of a new deal as well. It will be interesting to see if the two parties can work out an agreement that benefits them both. Arsenal will be hoping to fight for league titles and the Champions League trophy regularly. They need quality players at their disposal in order to do so. In addition to that, they will need a deeper squad in order to do well across multiple competitions. Keeping players like Partey in the squad could prove to be a wise decision. It will help Mikel Arteta rotate his squad and keep the players fresh. Arteta facing potential injury crisis as concerning update on Arsenal ace emerges after Leicester win. Arsenal could have another injury to deal with after report emerged that Riccardo Calafiori was in tears after going down late on Saturday's win against Leicester. The Foxes had fought their way back from 2 goals down to level the scores thanks to a second half brace from James Justin, but the Gunners broke their resistance deep into stoppage time with a 94th minute own goal from Wilfred Ndidi before Kai Havertz added a fourth. The win means Arsenal are still unbeaten this season and they sit third just a point behind Liverpool, who lead the way at this early stage. The Gunners will be delighted to have won the game late on, but it may have potentially come at a price. X account Team News Sunday X reported that there was concern Calafiori may have injured his knee at the end of the game and he was in tears. He took to X.com and said, "There is some concern that Riccardo Calafiori injured his knee in stoppage time. There is reports he was in tears after the game." Arsenal are already without captain Martin Odegaard, Zinchenko, Takahiro Tomiyasu, and Mikel Merino, so they will be desperately hoping that Calafiori is fine. The Italy international arrived from Italian side Bologna this summer in a deal which could be worth up to £42 million. The 22-year-old has made 4 Premier League appearances this season and scored a brilliant goal in the recent 2-2 draw against Manchester City. Calafiori is an important player for Mikel Arteta's side as he offers versatility by being able to play at both left back and centre back. It appears most of his minutes will come at left back as it will be a tough task to dislodge either William Saliba or Gabriel, who have formed a formidable partnership. The Gunners host Paris Saint-Germain on a Tuesday night in a huge Champions League, and they will be hoping to have Calafiori available. Arsenal handed major boost ahead of Champions League clash as PSG make decision on his star. Arsenal have been handed a major boost ahead of their midweek Champions League clash against Paris Saint-Germain. French international winger Ousmane Dembélé has been dropped from the squad because of disciplinary reasons. The 27-year-old winger reportedly had a heated interaction with manager Luis Enrique, and he has been left out of the squad to face Arsenal. The Gunners will certainly be delighted with the development and they will look to pick up a win over the French giants. Dembélé has been exceptional for PSG this season and he is undoubtedly their best player right now. The 27-year-old scored 4 goals and picked up 4 assists in 7 matches across all competitions this season. He could have added a new dimension to the PSG attack. Arsenal will certainly find it easier to defend against PSG in the absence of Dembélé. It will be interesting to see if PSG can create ample opportunities without their star attacker. Arsenal have one of the meanest defenses in the Premier League, and the French outfit will have to be at their best in order to create opportunities against them. The absence of Dembélé will certainly be a major blow for PSG, and it remains to be seen whether they can grind out all 3 points. Arsenal will certainly fancy their chances against any team, especially at home. They have impressed with their performances this season, and they will be the favorites heading into the contest. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.